This video is going to discuss minor scales in their three forms: natural minor, harmonic minor, and melodic minor. Natural minor scale is a scale which uses the appropriate minor key signature, starts on the appropriate tonic, and has no alterations. So here we have no sharps, no flats, starting on A. This is an A natural minor scale, and it sounds like this. So that is A natural minor. Here is C minor. So three flats in the key signature starting on C. When you're playing scales or working with scales that involve key signatures, you've got to remember to use the key signature. So you have to remember that that's an E flat, that this is an A flat, and this is a B flat. And here's this scale written without the key signatures, and you see where the flats fall. The second form of minor scale is the harmonic minor scale. And it begins in the same way as the natural minor scale, with the appropriate key signature and tonic, and then the seventh degree of the scale is raised a half a step, both ascending and descending. So here is an A harmonic minor scale. You notice the seventh note is raised a half a step from G natural to G sharp. And the scale sounds like reach up for that seventh. The most characteristic element of the harmonic minor scale is that large interval, or the augmented second between scale degree 6 and scale degree 7. Let's listen to that again. Very big interval. So that is harmonic minor scale. Here's the C harmonic minor scale, and again, don't forget to use the key signature. So as we go over to the seventh degree of this scale, to raise it a half a step, you must remember that there's a B flat in the key signature. Don't make this a B sharp. You have to raise from B flat to B natural. There will be instances where the accidentals that you need to add to raise the seventh are going to feel perhaps a little uncomfortable. Here are some places where that might be the case. We have key signature of 7 sharps. That is A sharp minor. The seventh degree of A sharp minor is raised from G sharp to G double sharp. Yes, there really is a double sharp in this scale. This next example, 2 flats, is the key of G minor. Seventh degree is raised from F to F sharp. So once again, there are 2 flats in the key signature, but the seventh degree of the scale for harmonic minor is now an F sharp. So you do really have a scale with back-to-back notes, E flat to F sharp. The third form of the minor scale is melodic minor. And for the third time, this scale begins with the same key signature and tonic. So all three forms of the minor scale use the same key signature. They start out with the same raw materials. And the melodic minor scale raises the 6th and the 7th a half step only in the ascending scale. The descending scale, they are lowered back down to match the key signature, or in other words, the descending scale is exactly the same as natural minor. And melodic minor sounds like this. Raise 6, raise 7, lowered back down. Once again. that is melodic minor. And we can look at the C melodic minor. We're still being careful to use the key signature, and we raise from A flat to A natural and B flat to B natural in the ascending scale, put them back to B flat and A flat in the descending scale. As with harmonic minor, the accidentals necessary may be a little tricky here too. So in A sharp minor, 6th is raised to F double sharp, 7th is raised to G double sharp, and then returned to G sharp and F sharp. In D minor with 1 flat, 6th is raised from B flat to B natural, 7th to C sharp, and returned to C natural and B flat. So it's really necessary to be careful with accidentals. Always be aware of what the key signature is, and be sure to only raise a half step from where the key signature tells you to be. Don't just add sharps and flats on the way down. Sometimes that will get you the right answer, and many more times it will get you an incorrect answer. Now, you may be wondering, why is it necessary to change the melodic minor scale on the way down? So to answer that, let's first look at the A major scale versus the A melodic minor scale. And what we notice is that those two scales are identical with the exception of the 3rd degree, which is a half step higher in major than it is in minor. Let's move this down here. So A major. And A natural minor. Now, if I were to come down the melodic minor scale the same way I went up, so far that really sounds like a major scale. Sounds like a major scale with the wrong note. The reason is because when we go up the scale, the lowered third tells our ears immediately that, ooh, okay, that's minor. And then you can continue up, and even though the rest of the scale sounds major, it doesn't bother our ears. On the way down, we need something right away to tell us that we've got a minor scale, because that is just too strong an indication of major. So that's why, okay, minor. So that is why melodic changes on the way up and on the way down. Scale degree names. With one exception, the scale degree names in the minor scales are the same as those in major scales. So first degree is tonic, second is supertonic, third is the mediant, fourth is the subdominant, 5 is dominant, and 6 is submediant. Here's the difference. If the 7th degree of the scale is a whole step lower than the tonic, as in natural minor or descending melodic minor, it is called a subtonic. If the 7th degree is a half step lower than the tonic, as in harmonic minor and ascending melodic minor, it is called a leading tone. So you've got to keep that one difference in mind. Otherwise, we get to use all the material that we've learned previously.